Hi, I'm Linda Mihara, and in today's class I'm going to show you a beautiful model designed by Sok Song called Wens Dragon. And it's great if you have some double-sided paper, but just standard origami paper works well, so you can see the color change on the wings. I recommend using a 10-inch by 10-inch sheet, and grab one of those and a creasing tool, and let's go ahead and get started. So now that we have our paper, we want to start with the color side face up. So this is the color of the main body of the dragon. So we're going to go ahead and fold both diagonals. Okay, so you're going to bring your opposite points across, lightly hold it in place. Once it's set, pull straight down the middle and go from the middle on out. And then follow with your creasing tool. So we're doing a series of pre-creases to get to the preliminary base, which is what we're shooting for the beginning of this model. Unfold that and let's fold the other diagonal. Hold it in place, start from the middle and work your way out, and then follow with your creasing tool. It's a great way to, when you're folding larger paper, the first folds always are the hardest because you have the most paper to fold, and you want to make sure that you have those creases accurate, because it can snowball from there if it's not accurate. Okay, so now that we have that, let's turn it over to the other side. Let's fold both rectangles. So the first one, again, same technique. You're going to hold it in place until you have everything lined up. Once you do, start from the middle and work your way out. Let's follow with our creasing tool. Then we're going to unfold and fold the other rectangle. Again, I'm holding it lightly in place until I have it all lined up. And then again, starting from the middle and working way out, and then use your creasing tool. Now keep it folded after when you fold the second rectangle, because what we're going to do is collapse it by this. You're going to grab each corner of the folded edge. So here's my folded edge. You're going to grab each corner, lift it off from the table, and then what you're going to do is bring your hands together. And what happens is the bottom four corners will meet here. So you want to do that until the bottom corners meet. And then you just want to split your layers so you have 2 and 2, and then put it flat like that. This is a classic, what we call preliminary base in origami. Fantastic. So our next step is we're going to do set up for a sink fold. First step is we're going to take this top layer and just fold it and bring it up to the top and make your crease. We need to mark this the midpoint for the next step. So after you do that, let's go ahead and follow with our creasing tool and then unfold. So now you've got this crease line through the middle. You also have a crease that goes right down the middle this way. So we've got a center point on this square, which is what we want. Because the next step is we're going to take this top point. This is the folded point where all of the, this is the open end, this is the closed end. We're going to take that point and bring it right to the center and make our crease. So bring it right up to the center. Make sure you don't go past that line like that, and then go ahead and make your fold. This is really important to reinforce with your creasing tool, because what we're going to do is we reinforce it by unfolding it and folding it back the other way. So now that we have that, let's unfold that and then fold it back, make a mountain fold. So that means it's away from the surface, creating a mountain in the paper. We're folding it back along that fold that we just created, and then using our creasing tool, make it super, super flat, and then unfold. So now you've got this crease that appears on all 4 sides, which is great. So the next step is we're going to sink this fold. The way you do that is you want to unfold the paper. So you'll see that you've got your square in the middle. And what you want to do is you want to concentrate on that, because what's going to happen is this center point is going to sink inside the model. It's a real easy way to do this because you've already reinforced that square. Let's go ahead and create a mountain fold on all 4 sides. Mountain fold, again, is it's away, it makes a mountain in the paper. So let's go ahead and pinch this one, rotate, go to the next one, pinch this one. What we want to do is create kind of what I call a tabletop. So this square will actually, you want to raise it up from the center of the model here. Okay. So now that we have, so you're just pinching it in place. And so what you'll see is it kind of sits up from the rest of the model, creating a table, what I call the tabletop. Now what we're going to do is collapse this into the model. And it's super easy way to do it. You've got these creases here, this one here. You've got these other ones that radiate and out from the center. You've just created your tabletop, and what we're going to do is push this inside. And what's going to happen is these diagonals will turn into valley folds. But basically, in a nutshell, this is how you're going to do it. What I do is pinch two opposite corners like this. So you've got your tabletop here. And with your fingers, just push this in. And what's going to happen is these, as you pinch from the corners, these diagonals will turn into valley folds. So see, I'm pinching here, and then I'm rotating, I'm pinching here, and you keep pinching. And what happens is that center point sinks right inside the model. So see, like that. So this is what it looks like from the side. And if you peek inside, you see that point has sunken in. You might want to use, just use your finger and then just make sure that it comes down to a point and it's completely sunk inside. So that's a great way to do a sink fold. So that's what we have. So the next step is to create 4 inside reverse folds, but we're going to set it up with pre-creases. So you should have 2 flaps on either side here. I'm going to take the top flap and we're going to bring, let's start with this one. Bring this point to the center and then fold. It should start at the corner of the tabletop here at the top. So if it's done correctly, it will look like this, look like a nice triangle. Once you fold that, let's definitely use our creasing tool to make it super flat. We're gonna do the same thing for the other side. So let's take that opposite point, bring that to the center, make your crease, and then follow with your creasing tool. And let's go ahead and turn it over and do the same for the other 2 flaps. So let's flip this over. Now you should see your center crease, which is this, as your guide. Just going to bring this to the corner, or to the center rather. And when you do that, you want to make sure that it does start from here and go there. And just bring it right in. It should line up just like that. You also have the flap behind you that you've just created. So that should line up very nicely. And then again, follow with your creasing tool. And then do the same for the final flap. Bring that over. It should meet in the center. Fold that and then follow with your creasing tool. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to stay on this side. Let's unfold those 2 flaps. You've got your crease that you've created here and here. What we're going to do is lift up this top layer. You want to pop it open like this, and then this whole point goes inside, reversing the direction of this fold. So that crease line that you've made is your guide. Underneath, you'll see that this is already a valley fold, but you're just going to have to reverse this one, but it's really easy to do. So you lift this up, bring this point in, and then you're actually refolding this crease here. What you're doing is actually pinching this crease to make it, turn it into a mountain fold, like that. And then it'll flatten and like that. And so you've successfully made a inside reverse fold with this flap. We want to do that for the remaining 3 flaps. So again, we're going to lift this open. We're going to push in from the outside, refolding the back fold here. And then we're pinching along the top flap here to reverse the direction. And then when we flatten it, it should flatten very nicely like that. And let's go ahead and use our creasing tool to make sure that that's super, super flat. And let's turn it over and do the same thing for the other side. So let's flip it over. Here are our 2 flaps. I'm going to open it up. lift open this top flap all the way, push this corner in, which is refolding this back here as a valley fold. And then we're pinching along the top to create a mountain fold and then flattening it. And let's do the same for the other side. So make sure we open it up, push this in. And you want to make sure that when it's when you push it in, it goes all the way to the corner here. And then from there, you pinch up along the other crease. It should fall nicely in place because you reinforced it with the creasing tool. And then we're going to squash it down just like this. So let's go ahead and give all edges a nice flattening with the creasing tool. So let's go ahead and rotate the model. So now we have the open end facing away from us. We're going to make 2 diagonals on this lower part here, which you can imagine is a square down here. So let's take all layers and we're just going to fold it across, making a nice diagonal. So you've got a lot of layers of paper, so you definitely want to follow with your creasing tool here. So after you have that fold in place, your creasing tool, really enforce that, make it super flat. We're going to unfold and then fold the opposite point up, creating both diagonals. So make sure your edges are lined up. Put the fold in place first with your hands and then follow with your creasing tool. Super, super flat, and then unfold. So now you've got these 2 diagonals, which are going to set you up for the next step. We're going to make a petal fold with this flap, and we're going to start making the wing from that. So you'll see you want to peel open this top layer of paper, and what's going to happen is we're going to bring, you're just working with the top layer of paper. What we're doing is we're just lifting off the top layer of paper. This fold here is going to be a mountain fold. It should already kind of be in that state. These are all valley folds, which is great. So what's going to happen is you're going to bring these sides in like this, and you see this flap sticks out now from the bottom, from the main part of the model. And once you do that, you're going to pinch this flap, right, sticking out like that. You're going to pinch it all the way down. You've just created a petal fold. We've made a petal out of the main part of the model. Now we're going to just swing it off to the side, so it looks like this. Once you do that, let's, again, use your creasing tool and put those folds in place. We're going to turn it over and do the same thing for the other side. So let's flip it over. You have, now these are now mountain folds. So let's go ahead and reverse the direction of that by just taking the whole thing and refolding both diagonals. So now these are valley folds, okay? Take the top layer of paper, pushing this in from the sides, like this, until they meet here at the bottom, creating this flap that comes out. You want to pinch the entire top part of that flap and then swing it over to the left now. So now both wings are going in the same direction. The next step is we're going to start narrowing both of these flaps up in here. Let's do this one first. We're going to take this edge of the top layer and we're going to bring it to meet the center here. You don't want to go over that edge. We want to go right up to it. So let's go ahead and take just the top layer. Again, it's this top edge and we're bringing it right up to the edge of that flap and then making our crease. It's like a paper airplane fold, half of a paper airplane fold, right? Comes to a point. So once that's in place, let's use our creasing tool. And then we're going to make an additional fold from that new edge that we've created. So this edge now is going to come to the center, okay? When you do that, you want to make sure that you pinch the layers together so they don't come apart. Pinch and roll is what I like to use as a technique. Pinch both of them together, and then you're going to roll the paper over so that this edge now comes to that center edge, right? So you're going to pinch and roll, and then make sure that it comes to a point up in here. And you can kind of work the paper down. When you get to the bottom, this will stick out. So that's going to be one of the feet of the dragon, which is kind of a cool part of this model. Once you have that fold in place, let's follow with our creasing tool. Definitely here at the bottom. So it looks like that. Let's flip it over to the other side and do the same thing here. So let's flip it over. So again, you're going to take this top edge and bring it to meet this edge here. Goes like that. And you definitely want to use your creasing tool after each step here. Now we're going to take this edge, pinch and roll the paper over so that it gets to that center. I kind of like I'm doing like light pinches to make sure that it's exactly where I want it to be. Kind of holds it in place as I work the rest of the paper down like that. Now I make my fold and then follow with your creasing tool. Super accurate way to do that when you're folding a bunch of layers. So it looks like that. So now let's swing the wing over to the left. We're going to do the same maneuver with this top part here. So again, this top edge comes to meet the center. So just the top layer. Let's grab that guy and bring that over. Line it up, make your crease, fold all the way down, and follow with the creasing tool. If you don't have a tool like this, which we have at Paper Tree, use a round marker, like a Sharpie or something, and you could use the edge of that. And then now we're going to take that edge, pinch and roll it to the center. Pinch and roll. And make sure it comes down, and you do have that little foot sticking out here at the bottom. Put the fold in place first, use your creasing tool. And then we're going to turn it over, do the final one. So let's turn it over. We need to move the wing back over and then repeat. Take that top edge, bring it to the center, and then pinch and roll. Oh, use a creasing tool. And then pinch and roll the final one so that it follows along the center. Make a crease, and then you follow with the creasing tool. All right, okay. So you should have this. So now we're going to work on this point here. We're going to do an inside reverse fold. This is going to be the tail. So what we want to do is do a pre-crease. So you're going to take the whole tail, and right here where it meets the body, we're going to make a valley fold going across, kind of like a right angle, if you will, from this flap. And then once you have that in place, let's go ahead and use our creasing tool. We're going to unfold this, lift it off the table, and what you're going to do is from the outside here, you've got two layers. You want to open it up, you want to take this flap, and you want to bring it inside, and you're actually reversing the direction of this fold here. And on the inside, you will see that you've got these creases here. This is a valley fold. This is a mountain fold. You need to change this into a valley fold. And the easy way to do that is, again, you've created that fold, you've unfolded it. You're going to open this up. You're going to bring this flap down. This will turn into a valley fold. And what we want to do is reverse the direction of this long fold here. And the best way to do that is to start pinching it from the point or from the midpoint. Bring those layers together, pinch, 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 pinch. You see how we're creating a valley fold right down the middle? And then when we get to the end, this will turn into a mountain fold. Just like that. So when you flatten it, it will be just like that. So it looks like from the top here, you've got your valley, and this is successfully inside the layers of the body there. So that's what we have. We're going to now open up the tail, and from the top now, you've got two layers. What you're going to do is pinch it right here at the base, and then you're going to actually open this up and then fold it down like this. So we're actually changing the direction of that. So again, you have this, and you're basically opening this up, and you're creating a fold right along here by pushing it down like this. So this is what it looks like. And then you want to follow with your creasing tool all the way around to make it super flat. There you go. Now we're going to take the wings. Let's take both wings. Let's move this one over. And from behind, let's move that one over. Okay. Now we're going to work on the head. Again, we're going to do an inside reverse fold for the head. So let's take the top part, I would say about a third of the way up. And we're going to fold it out like this. And let's use our creasing tool to reinforce that part there. Of course, we're going to do the same thing and do inside reverse fold for this. Unfold it. You inside reverse fold it from the outside here. So you're going to peel open the layers from the outside. Push this in. Again, you're going to reverse the direction going down the middle here by pinching from the corner. And then you should be able to flatten it. So now it looks like that. It's really, really easy way to do that. And follow with the creasing tool. And the final step is to make his little tuft on the top of his head. So we have on the head here, from the top, you can open the layers like this. We're going to take this point and make a valley fold kind of in the middle, like this. So depending on how long you want this part to be on your dragon, I'd say, it's maybe 2/3 of the way over. So you're going to take this and make a valley fold across right through the middle, like that. And then we're going to pinch it. So now we have the head with little tuft there. Maybe it's like a little horn or something, but that's kind of cool. So the last step is to kind of make some creases on the wings. We have to first make the wings come up, and then we could pleat it. So let's take this wing. We're going to fold it up. I would say make the crease from the center here till it meets the tail here. So it kind of comes out like that. Once you have that fold in place, let's use our creasing tool. And then from here, we're going to make a couple of pleats. So the first step is to take this part here, the white or the contrasting color. We're going to make a crease from this point to this point here, from those two outside points. Let's take this and fold it down. Like that. Then we're going to fold it using this. Everything's going to be pivoting from this point here. Now we're going to take this edge and bring it to that new crease there. And then the final one is to bring it back again. So we're going to take now that edge and bring it to meet this folded edge here, making a smaller pleat. Again, it's all pivoting from this point here. So once that's in place, use your creasing tool. Let's turn it over and repeat that sequence. So again, the first fold is to take this and you're going to fold it up at until it meets, it goes from this point to where it meets the tail, which is somewhere around there. Make a crease and then follow with your creasing tool. Now here's your pivot point here. You're going to take this top edge, meet that new folded edge, go bring it down. Use a creasing tool after you folded that, and then again take that edge and bring it to the top and follow with our creasing tool. So now you should have so now that we have the head in place, let's work on the wings. We're going to take this bottom edge of the wing and bring it to meet that center line. Bring it right up there like that and make your crease, and definitely follow with your creasing tool like that. Now we're going to take this same flap and we're going to fold it down. You see where the color changes right here? Let's bring the wing down. So we're going to think in terms of this is our pivot point. So all these next couple of creases are going to radiate from that. The first fold is we're going to fold it along that color change. So we're folding the wing down like this. Now we're going to take this edge and fold it to meet that crease back there, this one here, this new one that we made. I'm going to take this edge, fold it down like that, and then we're going to finally take this top edge and bring it to meet the center like this. Let's follow with our creasing tool. And now we're going to turn it over and repeat that on the other wing. So let's flip it over to the other side. Again, the first step is to take this top edge and bring it to meet, excuse me, we're going to take this bottom edge and bring it to meet this center crease like that, bringing it up. Let's make our reinforce with the creasing tool. Now we're going to take the wing and we're going to fold it right where the color changes. Again, we're going to radiate from this corner here. I'm going to take this and fold it down along that color change. Like this. Then we're taking that top edge and we're folding it to meet that new folded edge there. Fold that. And then finally that edge to that new folded edge. So we're doing the series of pleats that radiate from that pivot point here at the middle of the body. So it should look like this, and then definitely use your creasing tool. So that is actually all that is for the model, because now we can pick it up. Let's open the wings, open the other wing, and you could certainly make, if you want to make additional pleats, that's kind of cool. But just kind of open it up. I like to make a slight curl on the end that makes it a really nice, gives it a nice effect. And then he's got 4 legs, so you can make him stand, which is awesome. So that's today's lesson, Wens Dragon by Sock Song. I hope you enjoyed this model. For more great videos, check out YouTube, our YouTube channel, which is Paper Tree SF, and happy folding.